Good morning, Alex Kakande again. This time around, this is a learning session for those of you who are getting interested in investing in treasury bonds and treasury bills. And so, what we are going to talk about today is the whole process that it takes for you to open up to start investing in a treasury bond or treasury bills in Uganda. One of the things that you're going to notice is for as long as in you have a bank account in Uganda with the commercial bank, you can invest in treasury bond and treasury bill. So whether you are foreigner, whether you are local, whether you are a child or whether you are old, the biggest requirement, your biggest entry to investing in treasury bonds right now is the capacity to have a bank account. So whoever has a bank account that is in Uganda that belongs to any commercial bank, they can invest in treasury bonds. And two, maybe to also stretch this, even if you have more than two or three treasury bank accounts with the different banks, that means you can invest in different bonds with the different banks, and that's legal. Having said that, then you have to appreciate two things. When you are to invest in a treasury bond, the first account you have to open up, we call it the Central Securities Depository account. You have to fill up a form that looks like this, right? So you can go to any commercial bank. It might be Post Bank, it might be ABSA, it might be Stanbic, DFCU, Housing, Standard Chartered, Equity, Baroda, NCBA, whichever bank you bank with, just go to them and ask for a Bank of Uganda CSD accounting opening form. The bank you must go to, you must already have a bank account with them. Now, if you want to create an investment account with a new bank and you do not have a bank account with them, but that's the bank you want to invest treasury bonds with, what we have seen many people do, then you have to first open up a bank account, then fill up this particular form. As you can see on this particular form, there are two things that matter most, right? In individual capacity people, they can invest themselves, as you can see there. But also companies in their capacity, they can also buy treasury bonds. For as long as a company has a bank account, say with the Stanbic Bank, say with the Absa Bank, you will be in a position to invest in a treasury bond. So for those of you who are into trading, we shall talk about how you can leverage treasury bonds in your businesses. But yes, you have to, for as long as you can, then you will add their date of company registration for the company, and then for the person, gender, date of birth, and everything. You can be a nationality, if Ugandan, if the funds, your local or foreigners. My friends in Kenya who are interested in investing in diversifying in Uganda, it's the same. For as long as you can open up a bank account in Uganda, you are good to go, right? So this is the form. Then your settlement bank will be your custodian bank. That's the bank you are dealing with. Whichever bank it might be, you might choose Centenary Bank. That's okay. You might choose Post Bank Uganda. That's okay. You will fill that up. Then you put there your account at Settlement Bank. That is your bank account there. Then you come down, name of authorized signatories. If it's an individual account, you're one person, then you're the only one that must put yourself there. This should match the data that is on your bank account. If you have a joint account and you have more than one signatory, then you need two people. If you have a company account that has more than one signatory, then you might have to do more than one or two people, depending on the capacity. But I know most people who are interested in this, they are doing it at individual capacity. So one person will be enough. When you fill out that form, then you sign it there. The signature should be authentic, and you attach the passport photo for you as an individual. If you are different people, you attach the different passport photos and submit it to the bank. This opens up your banker, your CSD account. Anyone right now, even if it's just alluding to your mind that you might be getting interested to do this, go to your commercial bank, open up the CSD account. It's that critically important. If you come to Kakande to say, Alex, I want to buy this particular bond, the first question I will always ask you, do you have your CSD account? It's like saying, do you have your passport or do you have your national ID? The CSD account, however much I might have a very good attractive yield for a particular bond, if you do not have a CSD, then you cannot. So what do you do? Go to any branch of any commercial bank, they will open up the bank account for you. When that is done, when you have opened up the CSD, then you have to understand two important things. Are you trying there? When you are investing in the treasury bonds, you'll have to appreciate there are two important things: the primary market and the secondary market. The primary market follows the calendar. The calendar for the year is ending in June this year. It would look like that. One day I'm going to do a video to explain to you how the calendar works. But the next auction we have is on 16th April 2025, and it's for the 2-year bond, 5-year bond, and 15-year bond. So for you to appreciate that, then you have to say, okay, I'm buying from the primary market. I must fill up the CSD form 2. That is the auction form. It must look like this. It must have this important word there, auction. If you go to the bank you want to buy from the primary market, in the primary market you can only buy their specific bonds at a specific time or specific bills at a specific time. So you go there, you ask for them, they will give you the CSD form 2. From there, then you can say you fill it up. You have to fill it up at least 2 to 3 days before the auction. You must take it to the bank to be on the safe side a week before the auction. The volumes are picking up, so banks are starting to be more appreciative if you give them a little bit of more time. So if you know you will buy a bond next week, you want to take your form early and fund your account. And what does that mean? It means all you have to do, remember, you already have a bank account with that bank. You just put that money on that bank account, you fill up this form, submit it to the bank, and the bank will do the rest. They will take it to Bank of Uganda for Bank of Uganda to allocate you a treasury bond, and then from the treasury bond, the money would get deducted off. For my friends in the diaspora, engage with your banks to ask them to see if they can allow um, you sending these forms on the open market, on emails. Yes, some banks do it. I deal with one of the banks I deal with. They allow you sending your form to on email and they will execute the transaction. Other banks are a little bit hesitant about it, but engage. It should be possible. The fact that you can send your money online, you should be in position to fill up this form wherever you are, send it to your bank, and they execute your deal. This is the primary market. On the secondary market, this is how it looks like. So when you are to buy from a secondary market, that means you can buy any bond whatsoever that you would want to buy, whether it's a 2-year bond, 3-year bond, 5-year bond. Whenever you have money, you have 1 million, you will buy. You have 2 million, you will buy. Anytime, anywhere, from anyone. You know, the form you will fill up will look like this. You know, and some of the salient features of it is to know the dealing date. It would have the selling dealer and the buying dealer. Then it will have the buyer and the seller. Most times the buyer and the buyer is you, and the seller might be a bank, a commercial bank. The dealing dealer might be The selling dealer might be a dealer for the bank, and the buying dealer might be Kaka and Alex advising you and executing the price you have to pay. And you have to fill this up. It's one day we shall come back and go through a live example on how we have to fill this up correctly. So this is the form you have to fill up, and it's the same you have to fill up if you are selling the form. If you are selling a bond, you have to fill it up here and tick the transaction here that I'm selling, in case you want to sell your bond to the secondary market. So these two forms are important. They are uniquely different. The primary auction form looks uniquely like this. The secondary form looks like that. But before you fill up these forms, you must first fill up this particular form that looks like this. But before you also have to do that, you must have to first have a bank account. So if you have a bank account with any bank, just go to them, reach if you are not in the country, reach out to them openly and ask them to give you your CSD, to give you a CSD opening account form, and fill that up and be ready to invest in treasury bonds.